Oh, it say we live. What? What's
Good
going on,
live.
good people? How y'all feeling? We live. We live. Hey, special show tonight, man. I know it's Thursday. I usually come on Tuesday, but when Bro God said, man, he available. I had to grab him real quick, man, because he got some information, and man, his transformation is just crazy, man. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, bro.
What's going on? I'm Jonah J Rock Lawrence. Dance world knows me as J Rock. Everybody else know me as the government Jonah Lawrence. Fitness coach, and we talking so different aspects: fitness, strength and conditioning, personal training, nutrition, functional training, kind of some of everything that I do. But the reason I had to reach out to the legendary Larry Hott here um, is I really want to go ahead and kind of touch base on different aspects of transformation, general weight loss, and general fitness.
Mm, that's deep. That's deep, man. So I'm finna jump right into it. We was in the back room just, man, he was dropping gems. I had to stop him like, hold on, bro, hold on. We gotta say something for the people, man. Say something for the people. But
Hmm.
all right. So long as I have known you, man, it's been probably 20 plus. It's 20 plus
It's
years.
about 25 years now.
25 years. You always
Yeah.
been into like fitness and everything.
Hmm.
So I'm used to, I'm saying I'm used to seeing you in that realm. So but recently I say you do a whole transformation. Like, I just seen all your transitions.
Hmm.
So I say you bulk up
Hmm.
to now slimming down.
Hmm.
And I'm looking like, dang man, bro, he got something going on. He gotta give me the keys, man. I'm trying to slim down, but I ain't got the muscle yet. But so what's okay? Let's go back to your beginning of weight training. So
Okay.
how did that all start?
Uh, I was about, I want to say about 11 years old, and it started with cement weights. Um, my sister Joni, she saw me like kind of interested in and got me into a weight set. Um, then all of a sudden I'm going to Bally's and Bally's Total Fitness like on 87. Then they had one out like by Kedzie on 83rd Street where the Army used to be and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm about 13 years old and I'm in there working out with cats I shouldn't have been, learning stuff that I shouldn't have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I kind of kept it going because I've always loved, the fitness aspect, the martial arts aspect, all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, I met my godbrother, one of my mentors, um, Chappelle Arnold, uh, Chappelle Arnold, my boy. And this dude was like amazing. Like the dude was like 6'3", looked like he was made out of granite,
Mm.
you know? So it was like, it just made sense to just go ahead and get, kind of learn from him and start going there.
Okay.
Um, roughly 30 years later, I stuck with it. Um, I'm 43 now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got kids to chase. Let's be real. You know, I
Right.
got, I got a 25, I got a 24-year-old, a 20-year-old, my 20-year-old sitting over here on the other bed.
Okay.
Um, I got her in the gym. She started working out when she was like in
Mm-hmm.
seventh grade.
Okay.
Um, I got my 10-year-old. He works out with me. He doesn't lift like that, but he works out with me. My 7-year-old, my little girl Anna, she's always trying to work out with me. So when it comes down to it, the transformation was necessary
Okay.
um, from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, which I love to touch on, a little bit
We're
later.
gonna get into that. Yes, sir.
Um, but overall, I had to make sure that I was good for me.
Mm. That's dope, bro. That's a dope mindset to have.
Mhm.
So, man, I'm glad you said something about your children, because how important is that to have your children adapt the working out fitness mindset at a young age?
It's important. It's definitely important. And I learned this with my oldest girl, Tamia.
Okay.
Um, I learned it with her. She's in seventh grade, and she was doing everything.
Mm.
I call her my miracle baby because she is one of the only kids I know that can get ping ponged by a truck as a five, like
Wow.
literally.
Wow.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I say that jokingly, but
Yeah.
she came back from over 20 surgeries,
Mm.
um, just things that like without getting too into it,
Mm.
things that most people won't come back from,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And she has the same mindset that I do. So when it comes down to working out, it's like I got to do it every day. She went from not walking to breaking machines in the gym with me. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
my son LJ, he plays football. He's in jujitsu. His first tournament he did a few months back and placed. And he everything that he does, he looks at it from a standpoint of, okay, I still got to work out. Dad got me working out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my son Devlin, he's a little bit different. He's
Okay.
like a natural athlete. You know how some dudes you see they got abs and you be like, you don't do nothing but sit down and eat like ramen noodles and cookies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you still got a six pack.
He got
Um, I'm like, I'm sitting there looking like, dude, I didn't had to work my ass off my six pack.
right.
You got this, not even trying. Then my daughter Anna, who is, I call her my brutal honesty baby.
Mm.
Like your youngest girl. You know how your youngest girl be like, she tell you something, you be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
So, my coach, the I don't know if you saw my Instagram that video, that reel of my
Yeah. Uh-huh.
transformation.
Yeah.
Um, my youngest girl saw the first picture there when I was roughly over 340 pounds, and she looked at me and she said, "That's the old daddy. I love the old daddy, but I love and I'm very proud of the new daddy."
Mm.
So for stuff like that, um, it pushes you to do better.
100%. Yeah, that's how my daughter, like you say, the young when she want to come through, smack you on the stomach. What's up, Dad?
Right,
I'm like, hold up,
right,
I bet I got you. I'm like, come see me 6 months from now.
right. I got my
So,
20 year
like you,
old still plucking out gray hairs in my beard. She's
yeah,
like, I
all that,
caused them so
right,
I could take them. I'm like, it's
right,
crazy.
right. Man, that's dope. Yeah, you know, my little baby, she got diagnosed as a pre-diabetic,
Hmm.
and I think the pandemic had a lot to do with that. Just all that eating and sitting there and
Hmm.
ice cream and all the stuff that just was terrible. So
Hmm.
now I got her. I got her hitting the treadmill in the house. You know what I'm saying? A lot of water.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just stuff that she wasn't doing. But she back
Hmm.
active now, so that could get reversed. But
Yeah.
it was just she had, man, I think all of us um, did a lot of things we ain't supposed to be doing in the pandemic, and
Hmm.
that's where holding as a parent, holding yourself accountable to they're not just doing other stuff, but fitness as well. Not right
Hmm.
from wrong, good or bad. No, you gotta get yourself together,
Yeah.
fit wise. That's why I was like, man, that's so important, man, with the kiddos. See,
Hmm.
and they generation so different because we was outside, we was active.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We was playing sports, footworking, dancing,
Yeah.
doing all type of stuff. So we was like super active. They not like that. They got these devices and chilling, and they got
Hmm.
DoorDash or Uber Eats could come
I
chill.
know, right? Right. I'm
So
sure.
I think now as parents, man, I think that's very important, man, to
Hmm.
get their health together, man, and teach them about fitness. And they gonna
Oh
do
yeah.
as you do, not do as you say. So we
Oh
can
yeah.
say all we want, but they want to see action.
Oh yeah. My wife, on the other hand, though, like my wife, it's hard to get her in the gym for conventional workouts, right?
Okay.
But get her ass on the mats,
Uh-huh.
she gonna go all day with you, like jiu-jitsu and all that. Oh, she'll
Right.
go all day with you.
Right.
But is uh, we tend to instill the thought process of not only having a healthy body, but having a healthy mind
100%.
as well. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Um, we instill in my household uh, love, right? So coming from a place where the actual physical aspect of it, nothing wrong with your daddy giving you a kiss or giving you a hug, or, you know, I still give my daughter, I still give my daughters like slapping my face a little bit, like your beard is pokey, daddy, stop it, like. But
Right.
um, all of those things are
Yeah.
very important, and I think that it makes a well-rounded person,
Yeah.
literally from a fitness aspect.
Yeah. 100%. Man, that's dope. So was that you? You was a martial artist, right?
Still am, always have been,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Right. I'm going back and
Uh-huh.
So how did that play a part, like in your fitness
Oh wow.
journey? I'm sorry, fitness journey.
So I studied Japanese styles when I first started,
Okay.
and I started with Kempo, and then Shotokan karate, and um, then I went into like Korean styles like Taekwondo, and went
Okay.
to Chinese harder styles like Hung Gar and
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun and all these different styles.
Right.
One thing that's universal about every style and every belief system is that your body is your temple. So, as a martial artist, if you're out of shape, you're disrespecting your temple. You're disrespecting your instrument.
Mm.
Did that make sense?
Oh, yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
So, for me, um, when I was in the Japanese styles like that, you had to hit hard. Like your blocks had to be hard. You had to hit hard, that impact. So the constant need for that power, the constant need for that cardio aspect of it. Um, we speak to epochs and VO2 maxes, right? So epoch speaks to your expenditure before you're just done. The VO2 max speaks to how your body is using the oxygen to feed your muscle,
Mm.
right? All of those couple of things speaks to like conditioning and how it is that you go about it. With martial arts, I had to be strong. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I had to be strong. So it was one of those things where it was like, okay, you're studying judo too. You're not gonna flip somebody that's 250 pounds, and you in a situation that you 170.
Yeah.
You got to flip somebody that's 250 pounds, not to mention roll over them and choke them with their own gi.
Mm.
You're not going to be able to do that if you don't have strength.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Man, that's hey, man, all these different styles, man. Was it
Mhm.
so? All we mostly Americans they say they see karate and they just think it's all under. That's it. You know. You
Mm-mm.
know. You
Right.
got to really tap into it to know, like you say, taekwondo, jujitsu, and all these different styles. But see, we used to have Samurai Sunday. The seal.
See, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
boy, I could have said, hey, boy, I could have thought, you would have thought I was one of them, boy, back in the
Right,
day. I thought I was
right.
them, but
Hidden five deadly venoms.
yeah,
Right,
right. But
right.
you really don't see it like you really have to be into it now
Hmm.
to see it, And
Hmm.
the new Karate Kid came out recently. Like I don't even see Jet Li and none of them still like doing movies anymore.
Nah, Jed got old. He got
Yeah, he got
sick.
old.
He
Yeah.
got sick at a point. Um, Jackie is still out there doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's still a couple other people out there doing their thing. Very interesting dude that left. Steven Seagal.
Oh
He
yeah.
literally left the country because people couldn't take the toupee no more, and this dude's about 3 million pounds. Talking about
Wow.
you whooping somebody ass like you ain't whooping shit but a Krispy Kreme. Sit your ass down.
Right.
Like it's no disrespect to any martial artists out there, but I mean, like martial artist wise,
Yeah.
people I look at is like Michael Jai White,
Oh man,
perfect
he's
example. The man stays in shape no
yeah.
matter
I
what.
forgot about Michael Jai White. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he is like a monster
Yeah.
personified. The dude is a body. He body builds. He just finished Kyokushin, which is a it's a Japanese martial art. He just earned his black belt in it, but it's full contact.
Mm.
So it's like literally full contact.
Wow. And what is called?
Um, if I'm saying it correctly, it's Kyokushin, I believe it is.
Okay.
Um, it's people like that, people like Tony Jaa. Tony
Tony
Jaa
Jaa.
stays in
Hey, I
shape.
forgot about him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
um, it's a couple other people out there, but from my perspective, these are people I looked at, like Bruce Lee. Bruce stayed in shape.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so
Yeah.
when I look at it from that standpoint, I did that, and that's the big thing for the martial arts aspect to me. Um, it always made sense to be in a state in which at any point I can get up and go run a mile.
Yeah. Got
You know what I mean? Or go 3 5 minute rounds or 5 5 minute rounds.
you. Yeah.
Being able to do that at any point was always like the goal for me when I was younger.
Got you. Okay. That's dope, man. Man. So would you say that helped you with your discipline as well, like far as fitness, just even just like having restraint. Just say you got into like an altercation. They say you don't supposed to technically use your skills on people, but hey, sometimes man, be like, man, it's you. But did you ever
Now,
practice
hot,
discipline?
hot out. Okay, so that's loaded. You knew me when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
So that's a little loaded.
right.
Uh, that's a loaded question. Um, but it does play a part in the discipline aspect.
Okay.
Um, it's a lot of old sayings that are coming around now that I tend to kind of gravitate towards, right?
Hmm.
And one of them is the best version of a man is not the free version of a man.
Hmm.
It's the man that's deeply in discipline, right? Or deeply into a point where they have to be disciplined, where they have to restrain themselves.
Mm.
That aspect of it plays a part with me. You know,
Okay.
like could I go out and hurt somebody? Yeah, anybody could, right? But it what happens after that? You know what I mean? Like what happens after that? It could have been a momentary lapse in everybody's judgment.
Yeah.
So I get into it with somebody, I crack their head,
Hmm.
right? I got a wife and kids that I have to deal with. When I say wife, that means I got a boss.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you met her briefly at a party,
Yeah, I did.
my
Yeah.
wife,
Hmm.
and as beautiful as my wife is,
Hmm.
I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not.
Right.
I'm like, look, that old phrase. I know which side of the bread my bread is buttered on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I get it. I'm not even trying to deal with it.
Right.
It's just I just believe that it's so many things that you could be doing, um, and using that discipline that I've developed over time
Hmm.
um, is best used for a goal. For me, is doing the show,
Yeah.
right? For me, is being a better version of myself daily.
Hmm.
Like take your own, like kind of um, at work. I have a kind of a list of things, a checklist of things that I do every day,
Okay.
right? Top of the list, did you do something to better yourself yesterday,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
It can be something as simple as walking in and like give my wife a kiss on the back of her neck and just saying I love her. right? Which is something that is a simple function that you should do daily, right? Or you would think it's second nature, but you'll never believe how many of us, being men, right, never realize that you miss doing it at times
Yeah.
because it's just a function,
Yeah.
right?
Facts.
All the way through to, hey, make sure that when I'm going through something in the gym, that I change the way that I deliver the exercise.
Okay. All right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about that though.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, don't thank
Speak.
me, man. Go look up Matthew McConaughey. Matthew actually put me on to journaling from a checklist standpoint.
Yeah.
So it was like I was watching him, and he was like, it's a cool thing to start journaling.
Yeah.
And then my wife does checklists a lot,
Yeah.
right? So I just kind of combined the two, like
Hmm.
instead of sitting there trying to write down my life, my life's pleasures and all this type of stuff. Let me go ahead and just do this
That's dope.
checklist.
You know what, bro? People don't recognize the power of the pen.
Nope.
Um, I so like you say, I'm at work. I say, man, I want to drink a gallon a day, right? I mean, a gallon while I'm there.
Hmm.
So I got this. I got it in the car. It's like a 20-ounce little jug. I think
Hmm.
it was like six equal a gallon, something like that happened. And
Probably like 24, but yeah.
yeah, so yeah, so whatever it was
Hmm.
26 equal a gallon.
Okay.
So each hour, I write it down. Each hour, one, two, three, I think 6 hours. Boom. So I check it off. The first check off, finish that one. The next hour, finish that one, check it off. Now, if I
Hmm.
was just doing it without seeing it visually and writing it down and checking it off, I don't think I'll make it. But I
Yeah, you
make it
would.
just by, like you say, writing it down. The power of a pen is strong.
But you would make it.
Yeah.
I'm I'm giving you a tip on how you make it
Oh,
later.
what you got?
But I'm gonna give you
There you
look.
go.
Okay, so check it out, right?
All right.
Check it out, right? So, couple of things. First, let me go ahead and say this. Proud of you because I see you back in the lab,
I appreciate
right?
that, bro.
Right. Um, I see you in there. You like hit these hammer curls, bang, hammer,
Mm-hmm.
big, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm laughing because you looking like these 40s heavy as hell. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I cut cut this.
I still got the squeeze though. I'm like, okay, let me get the little 45s. I'm like, ah.
Right.
uh,
So here's the thought: whenever you eat, you got to remember that cold water is a natural fat burner,
okay.
right?
Cold water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll explain why. The temperature makes your metabolism fire because your body has to heat up in order to actually metab- kind of metabolize that to get it to the body temperature so it doesn't shock your body.
Okay.
That's one. Two, hygolysis. Basically, when you drink water while eating, it actually helps break down the food itself and flush it through your system,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it actually takes some of the fat, breaks it down, and flushes through your system. It gets it out of you.
Mm. Got you.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you're eating 6 meals and none of them are your corned beef hash,
Man, hey, I cut it down, bro. Once I cut it down twice a month. Twice a
twice a
month, I
month,
cut it down.
twice a
I
month.
cut
All
it
right,
down.
I'm watching.
Right.
But if it if it's when you break down things and how you eat,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't. Dieting is counterintuitive, right? So not to jump subjects or anything like that, but
No,
just so you
no.
understand,
You got the platform. Let's
dieting
get it.
is counterintuitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this from a standpoint of learning this from my coach,
Okay.
right? So this dude had me at about 4 to 5,000 calories, and I was like, "How the hell am I gonna lose weight eating this much?"
Mm.
Right? I'm talking about a cup and a half of oatmeal, uncooked, measured, whatever came out, you eat that. You chew a couple blueberries. You chew 2 scoops of protein. 3 hours after that, or 2, 3 hours after that, I need you to eat this fish with a salad. Now I need you to eat this 2 cups of rice before the gym and chicken. All right, you got another 2 cups of rice and chicken right after. Now you got another protein shake right after. Now you got to eat this again. So it was like six, 7 meals.
Oh,
Pop, 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 pop.
okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Couple of months, my body started adjusting.
Okay.
So my body, I didn't like at first. I gained a little bit of weight,
Mm-hmm.
but then all of a sudden, my body started getting really hungry. Like I was like, damn, I need food. Like I need more food. I need more food.
Mm-hmm.
But the counterintuitive nature of that is your body is kind of like a fire, right? If you put paper in there, it's not going to continuously burn. It's not going to do what you need to do so that it burns fat. It's not going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you throw wood on that fire
Mm-hmm.
in the form of clean proteins, right? Um, fibrous veggies, um, complex carbs, like your oats, your rice, your quinoa, and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're doing that, and you stay within your plan and
Okay.
doing what it is that you need to do to stay within your plan.
Mm.
That makes that speaks volumes.
Got you.
Make
Got
sense?
you. Yeah.
Um, Another aspect was um, you have to be honest with yourself,
Okay.
right? And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people, and including myself, I was guilty as hell of this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will sit back and take praise for something they ain't did. Does that
Give
make
me an
sense?
example. He said.
All right, here's a
Go ahead.
perfect example. Here's a perfect
Uh,
example. All right, we both footwork.
mm,
How many people you know that take? I'll give you a perfect example for you.
mm-hmm.
How many people you knew that took credit for teaching you shit and you knew they ain't teach it to you?
I got you. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you're taking praise for that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I didn't see you doing nothing. I was there that day at that time. You wasn't there,
Right.
right? But at the same time, you want that praise because it makes you feel good, right?
Right.
In my case, my ego was really, dude. I'm in a cabin right now. My ego could have filled up this whole goddamn cabin and threw you around the corner, right?
Right.
But I was insanely strong, right? Like I could sit back and go deadlift 500 pounds cold, not just come over, grab it, boom, just being funny,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
But outwardly, it wasn't there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife was trying to like me and my wife had to have conversations about this because my wife would keep shit funky with you.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, nigga, you in there 3, 4 hours. But instead of being able to look at myself in the mirror and face that, I was willing to go and listen to other people.
Mm.
That was like, I see this. And then I'm like, oh, you see the stomach going down? Like, dude, that's the equivalent of taking a good shit. That don't mean that you really lost weight,
Got
right?
you.
I had to get over that,
Mm.
right? Um, I sat back and I looked at myself one day and was like, ugh. But it wasn't until speaking of pandemic, what you were talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I got hit with COVID so bad, man, that it almost took me out.
Mm.
I had every symptom except for one, and that was pneumonia. And I caught pneumonia after everything else was done,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I, that was a slice of hell. It took me from roughly February when
Mm.
I got back in the gym all the way to the end of June to start, and this is 2021,
Yeah.
to the end of June to start getting somewhat of a semblance back of the strength I had. Like I would bench press 225 and it would hurt. Like my joints would hurt. My muscles would actually hurt and cramp. Right?
Right.
So I think I was maybe the middle of the month of June, and I was like, I need to get some help. Right?
Gotcha.
Now, for me, it was especially bad because I had a couple of things I had to do.
Okay.
One, I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how many certifications you have. I don't care about none of that. I have them, but in all the years that I've been helping propel other people to their goals, their fitness goals, whether it's a career type of goal, whatever the situation is,
Right.
I wasn't able to figure myself out, which meant, dude, you need help to figure yourself out. Every coach needs a coach,
100%.
right?
Yep.
But then I had to go and do one of the hardest things, which was face my wife.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like sit back and go, hey, babe, this is what I have to do. This is what it's going to be like.
Okay.
And my wife said something that was very unexpected. She said, this is where you want to be? You sure? This is what you want to do? Go ahead and do it. I know it's going to take you about a year to change. Go ahead and do it. Right? So the support system was at home, which I appreciate her for. I love her to death for that.
Okay.
But then um, I went to go talk to my coach, Jamal.
Okay.
He has a business called Total Transformation AZ,
Okay.
um, who's my coach, and I will tell you, me and him have went through a special type of hell trying to figure my body out
Okay.
because one thing about dieting is with being a bodybuilder, bodybuilders are like the epitome of every everything you want to see from a dieting standpoint because we cross so many borders with everything that we have to do. You
Right.
got low carb, high carb, carb cycling, reverse cycling. Um, it's just so many different things that you would do, right? So keto and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That it's so many things that you have to do, but we do it by numbers. So we have to sit back and go, this is exactly down to the gram, down to the ounce. This is what you have to eat.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then it ain't nothing pretty. It ain't. You know how y'all got like all these extracurricular flavorful stuff, all this
Yeah.
flavorful stuff you got? No, no,
Nothing. Nothing.
no. I ate so much chicken and rice and mustard on it. My kids look at me and go, "Oh, don't forget the yellow stuff." I'm packing. I'm literally packing my lunch, and they go, "Don't forget the yellow stuff, the mustard, the yellow stuff."
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
but with this journey, it takes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It really does. Like you really have to sit back and go, "What do you want to do?"
Gotcha.
In January, I want to say January or end of December to January 2020 to 2021 was when I was sick,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It took me so long to admit that my ego was super big. Like,
Mm.
man, do you know I could curl 185 for reps? Don't nobody care about that.
Mm.
The the
Wow.
the
Say that
more
again.
no, don't nobody care about that.
Right.
The what people care about right now, oh, from the outside looking in,
Uh-huh.
is do you have a six pack? Can we see your abs?
Mm.
It's fun becoming part of the abs club.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you got a wife at home. That's why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a wife at home. Your wife,
Right.
you take off the shirt, your wife give you a different look. You like, hey, I ain't seen that look
Right.
about 10 years, girl. Right? I'm chasing my kids around and I can chase them up the stairs. and not die after 13 stairs. I'm talking about it was so bad. I'm running upstairs one day and I was chasing my son, and I'm talking about I was fully out of breath, like I had did about 4 3-minute rounds on the footwork side. I was like
Wow.
dying, like give me a Gatorade and give me
Right.
like a bed. Bring the bed over here. I need a nap now.
Yeah. Right.
So it's a little bit different. You know, I would honestly encourage people when you get into fitness,
Mhm.
um, if you're not, let's kind of specify, because people, when you talk about bodybuilding, people tend to go, I don't want to be all muscular and them vein muscles. No,
Right.
don't you do it. When you think about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
It's
Yeah.
it's a few things,
Cover part of the Juice Club, baby.
right? Like it's
Juice. Hey, the Juice Crew.
right. And see, here's the thing, though. I'm going to tell you, and this is me for me working with pro bodybuilders, right?
Mhm.
Is here's a misconception. I
Okay.
hear a lot of people talk about that.
Okay.
Here's the thing: if you don't work out, the juice ain't gonna do nothing,
Okay.
right? So if you sit back and put yourself into a situation where you're doing something like that
Mhm.
and you're not dieting right, if your diet is wrong, it ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
More, believe it or not, it's worse on you then than it is when you're 100% natural.
Wow. Mm.
And see, that's the thing. Like when I reached out to you, remember I said I learned a lot of stuff, and
Mhm.
I've had the opportunity to see like everything, like just open your eyes up and look at everything and how everything works.
Mhm.
And what I've noticed is it's a whole lot of people that make a whole lot of, and I'm gonna say this because we not being rated and shit. They make a lot of fucking excuses for bullshit.
Right. Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, get your motherfucking ass up and do something. Don't sit back
Mhm.
and say, I'm just waiting for this to get right. Hot. I'm over here on a whole sprained knee
Yeah.
and still in the gym training.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd have been in there with the flu. I'd have been in there around people with COVID. I got 15 masks on. I'm over there looking like Darth Vader. I'm over there. When's your
Gagging.
next set? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you don't get up and you don't want to affect the change in your life, stop pointing the finger at everybody else.
Got
You know what I'm saying? You want to sit back and talk about, well, if he would, I'd look like that if I was juicing as much as he. No, no, you wouldn't.
you. Yeah.
First and foremost, you do 3 goddamn reps. You sweating after
Mhm.
3 reps,
Mhm.
and you took 5 minutes to shoot an Instagram video.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you gonna look like that dude?
Right.
This dude that did 10 exercises, 6 sets per exercise at 10 to 15 reps
Yeah. He won
per
out.
set.
Yeah.
He losing his shit.
Yeah.
But you talking about, man, I look just like that.
Mm-mm.
You got big arms and a bigger gut. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of them subjects where I'd be like, like I know people, I've had the opportunity to see some of the best bodies on the planet.
Mhm.
Like some of the best bodies on the planet. Um, my little sister Ashley,
Mhm.
uh, Ashley Radiance, IFBB Pro, right? I will tag you in some of her Instagram posts. MD, right?
Mhm.
Um, Probably about 5'4", really doesn't weigh more than 131 pounds at any given moment, but looks like she weighs like 200 pounds
Wow.
because her body is so perfectly proportioned, right?
Mhm.
My coach Jamal, I don't want to mess up his last name. I'll mess his last name up, but because he has like a long last name, mess his last name up.
Right.
He gonna kill me when he see this. But
Uh-huh.
this dude is like top 10 on the planet amateur body wise,
Okay.
right?
Got you.
Breon Ainsley, he was, I do believe, 3-time classic Mr. Olympia,
Mm.
pro, 3-time classic. Had the opportunity to train with him and Chris Cormier. Chris Cormier is a legendary bodybuilder,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And seeing these people in person, man, it is freaky. Dog, you think I'm big? These dudes
Mm.
huge,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And to sit back and look at them, you would think a perfect example. I'm gonna go to Ashley.
Mhm.
A perfect example is you would think that she would not be able to move.
Mm.
This woman is one of the most functional people I have ever seen, right?
Mm. Okay.
Um, my girl Mickey, she goes under another damn Leo on IG. She's
Okay.
an IFBB pro. Marlena is an IFBB pro. One of the baddest bodies I ever seen.
Wow.
Like hands down, one of the baddest bodies I ever seen.
Mm.
Um, and that woman, total opposite from a workout standpoint. She does 1,000,000 reps. A
Mm.
million. I'm talking about sets of 100, like squats. We doing sets of 100 squats.
Uh-huh.
Body completely different, right? But you're talking about expression of your genetics. You're talking about a physical expression of what it is that you had in your mind is what they're bringing to the forefront.
Mm.
Think about it. How we had a chance to talk, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And I was talking about the too hot for you line. Remember, I
Yeah.
was talking shit, and you said, "Huh," and you put that shit right back out,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
But purpose to prosper, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Larry Hot collection.
Mhm.
It all started at some point. You had to sit back and visualize it,
Yep.
and then express what it was that you wanted to do
Yep.
through whatever medium it was there.
Facts. Facts. Yeah.
That is quintessentially what bodybuilding is.
Mhm.
That is quintessentially what I did with my transformation.
Mm. Boy.
Does
You
that make
know what?
sense?
Yes, it do. So, all right, mentally, right now, let me ask you this: you on the West Coast now
Yeah.
in a warmer climate.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, does that give you an extra push from like just say if you say in the Midwest? Yeah, because I gotta see what's going on. Do they? Because you see people. This is what they do. I mean, I see when I travel, I see like warmer climate states. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is a lifestyle. It's no
Yeah.
plan with it. Like
Yeah.
that's in there. Versus the Midwest is cold. This and that. I think
Mm-hmm.
people like make more excuses here. So, do you think that helped you from moving on to the West Coast?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Um, because I transformed before.
Okay.
And last time I was in shape was 20 years ago. Literally 20 years ago.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
I think I sent you a picture with
Yeah.
four images. In the upper left hand corner was me at 23.
Okay. Got
So it wasn't that.
you.
I
Okay.
have essentials. I have people that I call essentials. If you see my Instagram, you probably see me name these people.
Yeah.
Um, Jamal,
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, of course, my daughter Tamia, um, of course, like those people. Then I have my girl Brittany,
Okay.
right? Okay. So out of all the people you see, this one
Mm-hmm.
will probably mess you up, right? You sit there, you're like, hold on, he got a white girl on here with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she is first how I'm gonna say this very very white. She's a
Uh-huh.
bestie,
Uh-huh.
right? But she keeps it funky. She
Okay.
is a client, a best buddy, a sister, a client, all wrapped into one,
Got
right? Then you have some of my youth athletes.
you. Mm-hmm.
You have Isabella, right? She's 15 years old. She's how tall is Bella, man? About 5'4"? Okay, so I had to ask my daughter. She's about 5'3", 5'4". The girl squats 315.
Dang.
Yeah, I made her into a monster.
Wow.
You have another one of my youth athletes. He came to me. His name is Daniel, right?
Okay.
Mexican kid.
Was
Shout
them
out to Daniel
kids
because
that when we did the last interview, was that them?
yeah,
Okay.
a couple of them.
All right. So that was like
Um,
over a year ago. How they doing now?
oh, they're good. They're good. Daniel moved from playing center
Okay.
to he plays first string linebacker,
Mm, okay.
right?
Yeah.
Isabella she was doing track and field. She's doing javelin now. She's doing a couple other things that she was doing.
Okay.
Um, as far as Brittany goes, her goal is to be strong like bull.
Okay.
So she just got back to squatting like 225 for reps.
Okay.
Um, just like repping, having fun. The big thing mentally for me, and if I did, and my athlete Cash, shout out to my boy Vonzel Cash.
Mm,
He does nutritional mindset training,
mm.
which is a little bit
Nutritional
different.
mindset training.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. I'm gonna tell you the
Okay.
difference.
All right.
Okay, so for me, it was God setting the pieces in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've known Jamal, my coach. I've known Jamal for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've known Ashley for over 7. My daughter, that goes without saying, right?
Right.
Um, Brittany, I've known for about 5 years.
Okay.
Um, Bella, Daniel, couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, with all of these components in place, I mean, even my buddy Ray, which is another client, he's a cool dude. I'll tell you about him another time offline. That's my boy, though.
Okay.
But it's the essentials and being able to get past that ego. The big thing is another saying. Nobody's gonna believe that you're gonna do anything till that shit is done.
Mm. Yeah. I feel that.
You know what
100%.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mentally, it's hard being big.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard being big and knowing that you know how to lose the weight
Mm-hmm.
and you're trapped in that situation and you don't feel like you have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it.
As you get older, shit starts breaking down on you, right? You sitting on the edge of the bed, you wake up, you sit on the edge of the bed, you gotta sit there for 10 minutes while your body settled like this old fucking house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your knees don't work, you go to the bathroom, you take a piss and you trying to take a piss and you put your hand up against the wall. You
Hold
know
on.
what I'm
You
saying?
gotta hold on to your love.
Gotta hold on, right? You know, but it's hard being there. And having had been there myself,
Yeah.
I know how hard it can be,
Yeah.
right? That was something that mentally I had to learn how to deal with.
Okay.
And I had to learn how to outsource that.
Mm.
That's where my coach came in at,
Okay.
right? That's where my essentials came in at because every essential has a different key to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
So everyone is very unique in what it is that they do,
Okay.
right? My wife is my everything,
Right.
right? My daughter is my everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I can sit back and have those conversations with my wife and my daughter,
Yeah.
but it's hard to be vulnerable. And when you're going into a fitness journey like that, people don't, most trainers and fitness coaches
Mm-hmm.
don't take the time out to understand that it is a certain level of vulnerability that comes with being bigger
Okay. Yeah.
because you have to set your mind up
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I'm a big motherfucker. Now you got to sit back and go with that. Oh, he proud to be a big boy, or oh, she proud to be a big girl, and people don't understand.
Yeah.
Hearing that shit builds up a wall, and they never really get to know who the person is behind the wall because all they see is the fact that you're a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
No
That's
matter whether that big is the between fat and swole meat, right?
mm-hmm.
Or somebody that's skinny fat. It doesn't matter. Both ends of the spectrum is hard to deal with. Thus, body dysmorphia,
Yeah. I can
and
see that.
people are not sensitive to that. People don't think about that aspect of it.
Especially, yeah, I could see that. I feel that, especially when you working and the results not coming like how you think they
Hmm.
supposed to come. It really will play with you, like, man, like what's going on? Like you say, then it's like it become like it's an acceptance. Like, you know what? If I'm doing this, because you think you doing, because you don't have a coach, right? This you at the point where you don't have a coach. You just
Hmm.
going in, working out, doing your normal routine, and you're not
Hmm.
getting the results. So you looking like, man, you know what? This how it's gonna be,
Hmm.
But then you get that coach, like you say, and get that mindset right. Then you start seeing results. It's like, that's what I be missing.
Hmm.
I get it
That's
though.
that's the big thing, though. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like you really have to have somebody that knows what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's willing, somebody that you can be honest with.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about my journey. I did it so quiet, nobody really knew what I was doing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like when that video popped up, and my coach was like, "Man, I'm putting this shit up here," right?
Mm-hmm.
It was people like, "Man, dog, how'd you do it?" I had people calling me, texting me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Dude, you didn't have my number for years. You just figured it out."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like, dude, I have no issue with helping people,
Yeah.
you know, but now that it's a business.
1,000%. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a straight business. If I'm coming to like with you and Stilo and people that doing your clothing line, the positivity aspect of it. If
Mm-hmm.
I come to you and be like, "Hey, fam, send me that. And here's the money."
Yeah.
Support that,
Yeah.
but understand that when it comes down to the business of health,
Yeah.
right, or what it is that you need to do from a health standpoint, understand that I am literally going to customize. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
My ultimate goal is so that you don't need me no more except for a tune up.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people not the big thing is everybody want instant results.
Yeah.
They want what is it? BBLs
Yeah.
and titty lifts
Right.
and they want this lace front shit all like this and shit.
Right.
They want all this shit,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But don't realize you go get lipo and your ass don't work out and eat right, that shit coming right back.
Wow.
If
Okay.
you go get a BBL and you ain't worked your legs, now you look like a fucking from the legs down. You look like a dum dum or a goddamn what's those suckers called with the gum in the middle?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it look like a
I know what you
lollipop.
said. Yeah.
Motherfucker look like a crazy ass drumstick.
Right.
Hmm? Tootsie Pop. Yeah, my
Tootsie
daughter
Pop.
just told me. Yeah, it look like Tootsie Pop and shit by the legs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you want to do it that easy, but don't realize that it's a journey.
Right.
This is not. I always compare it to like footwork. This is
Mm.
not something that's gonna happen overnight.
Yeah.
Fad diets work, but you know what I find out? That a lot of people go on fad diets and go, "Oh, well, this works for me." How many times you been on a diet? About six. This is about my sixth time. And every time that weight come back, it come back the same way, and it come back faster every time, which means your body is getting used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't nobody want to have that conversation.
Mm.
The last time we spoke, it was very factual on what you can eat and how it is that you should eat it.
Right.
Right? I still say stay away from the center of stay away from the center of the store unless you're going to get you some rice or some oats. Stay your ass away from the center of that store, right?
Man,
If
before you go, that dude, you got that so stuck in my mind because the first place I go, come in to the right, like to the right now.
yeah,
Wow, that's where you
right.
got all your fresh produce.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finna tell you something that's crazy. I don't know. I broke this down to somebody, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and I might catch some flack for this, but if you see the people that's going to the center and you see the people that's going to the right, you can tell what type of person they are already, bro.
Yep.
All the loud, all the everybody going, they going straight to the center. They going over there. All the people that's
Mm-hmm.
just there. You got the people over here. They picking. They want to make sure they stuff fresh. They produce. They
Mm-hmm.
fruits. They vegetables. And it's a whole different feeling, whole different
Mm-hmm.
look. And people look at you different.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'm like, man, when you said that, I'm like, dang, that's real talk. Like for real, for real. So go ahead with that though.
Yeah.
I just had to hit you with. I meant to call you and tell you about that. Like,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because you notice. Okay, so here's a couple of things that I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
You eat healthier, right? Let's talk about being older. Now I'll make this real quick.
Okay.
As you get older, you eat healthier,
Mm-hmm.
right? As a man, your performance improves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't three, right? Ain't no three
Right.
pumps and reset. You
Hey.
understand me?
Right.
Right? As a woman, your skin will clear up, right?
Got you.
Your skin will clear up. Your hair will grow better. Your nails will grow better. All of this stuff, I watched my wife and my daughter do.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm sitting back going, no, it's two different women. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying it's every woman, but it's
Yeah.
two different women.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched my daughter, once she listened to me about diet and exercise, I watched my daughter like fill out. And I was like, oh, you can put on some clothes.
Right.
What's wrong
Right.
with you?
Yeah.
Let me load up this gun just in case somebody fucking walk up.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
Facts.
I watched my wife,
Mm-hmm.
mother of my 4 kids,
Mm-hmm.
looking extra snatched.
Okay.
So if I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at my wife, don't get me wrong, she made me bite my lip every day, but it was the special damn near need stitches. Did I get the stitch? All right, but it's
It was a little
it's
bit. It was a little bit of
little,
blood
little
right
blood,
there.
little blood, man, little blood, right? It's the thought process, right?
Yeah.
Add in sea moss into your diet, man. Get it, my boy Vonzel Cash. Look him up.
Mm-hmm.
Sea moss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh,
Yeah. Man,
bruh.
you know what? I had some. I got it from a lady. I used to put it in my smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
Then she had the flavor. I used to just take a
A
tablespoon from
spoon.
it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Nah, he
I ain't,
makes
but
his
I
fresh.
never really stayed consistent with it though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Dog. Make sure look, it's certain things that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that your proteins are lean. Make
Uh-huh.
sure they lean.
Yeah.
Make sure that your carbohydrates are complex. Don't do that simple sugar
When you
shit.
when you say lean, what do you mean? Like your proteins are lean?
Chicken breasts,
Okay.
no fat, um, no skin, boneless skinless chicken breasts.
Okay.
If that's what you can do.
Yeah.
If you're thinking from a mineral standpoint, you can even do chicken thighs as long as they have been butchered well, and you do that sparingly, very sparingly,
Yeah.
right? I wouldn't put that in as a lean, but if you did it sparingly, um, if you do like a white flaky fish, right?
Yeah.
Your cods, things of that nature, like tilapia.
Yeah.
Make sure it's farm raised because tilapia is a scavenger fish.
Yeah.
Make sure it's farm raised,
Right.
right? Um, Ground turkey, the
Mm,
later the better.
that's all I use.
99, 99 1.
Mm,
That's what I use. 99 1.
yeah.
Um, get you some oats. Get you some oatmeal. Keep yourself regular. Ain't nothing, like I know people don't like hearing that shit, but keep yourself regular.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because you don't want to have to have the colonoscopy, like, because they're coming for our ass. It's coming soon, literally. It's coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, as older men, and you have to face that shit too. Oh my God, that was part of my transformation.
Yeah.
It was mental.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff was mental. Um, you have to realize that some of these things are actually gonna come. So you have to like change your mindset.
Man.
Like my wife told me I can't die until she say so.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
that's a hard ass fight. That's some hard firing shit right there, ain't it? Like I give you a pink slip when I say so.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, when it comes, for me, um, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
one of my biggest fans was my mom,
Okay. Gotcha.
and I lost her recently.
Mm-hmm.
But in everything that she said, my mom always said, and I never got this shit, but I'll say it. She said, "Baby, you're a bird. Spread your wings and fly. I am 236 pounds. I ain't flying no goddamn well." But I
Right.
understood the concept,
Yeah.
right? My wife says something similar in fashion. She says, "Baby, I believe you can do anything that you want to do. Anything that you actually set your mind to doing, you can do it."
Mm.
Right?
That's super dope. Yeah.
So for me, the mental aspect of watching my kids grow, my 20-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
she been wanting to go into veterinary science, be it marine biology, or wildlife science, or being a vet and all this stuff.
Yeah.
She wanted to do that, and she's researched that since she was in seventh grade, doing stuff that makes her into a better person daily
Right.
is what I watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Watching my son, or actually, my wife told me my son did some straight man shit the other day, like, raw, like my 25-year-old, like, what, like, you ain't finna
Mm-hmm.
be, one of them situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching everybody grow and progress, you
Yeah.
can't stay stagnant, even if it's just health and fitness. And that's where, for me, the nutritional mindset comes in,
Got you.
right?
Okay.
You're not just feeding your body. Yes, while you're feeding your body, great, but brother, you feeding your soul
Mm-hmm.
and different aspects of what makes you you as a man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For me, my transformational journey, while it seems outward, it was more inward. To be able to say, get to a point where you're not going, I got people in my life that I can just use and get them away from you, but having an understanding as to why did God put them in your life,
Mm. Okay. Got
if
you.
that makes sense.
Got you. Makes all the sense. It makes
So
all
once
the
you get
sense.
that, stay away. It's the simple stuff. Lean,
Yeah.
eat
Let me
lean.
ask you this.
Hmm.
Yeah, we still got a couple of minutes left.
Okay, I got you.
Um, you went ghost on social media, didn't
Yeah, for a minute, hell yeah.
you? Like during this journey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, cause I know I ain't see you. So, do you feel like social media really has that type of effect on us? Like when you're trying to go and go through different phases of your life, and like you say, a health and fitness journey, even a mindset shift change.
Hmm.
Did that help you go on ghost?
Yep.
Okay.
Um, because it's so many other things I could do,
Mm.
right? Um, I could honestly, I could be smacking my wife on the ass
Okay.
rather than looking at social media.
Spank.
It's, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, and I'm not saying that from the, no freak nasty shit.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying it,
100%.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm just saying it from just a general standpoint. Stop throwing stuff at me, woman. but,
All
but,
right, shoot, I forgot y'all in the cabin.
all right. But,
But go ahead.
the thought process is, is that while some social media is very informative, it's a lot of noise in social media. And not knowing how to differentiate between the two tends to become like ridiculously overwhelming. Right? So like what makes people of importance, or make them feel like they're people of importance, is really not what makes people important, right? Like, okay, remember in the football community the big debate about who's a legend and who's this and who's that.
Right. Yeah.
When I sat back and looked at it, my status came from Ant. It was agreed upon by people like you and Elmo and all these other people that I was in a circle with.
Yeah.
I don't care if somebody 10 years my junior says what they think.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
If it comes down to this bodybuilding thing, I've been blessed to be around some of the best doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And from the standpoint of seeing other people that made it to being a pro, but I ain't did shit with it. Right? You ain't used your platform to help the advancement of other people. You haven't used your influence or the knowledge that you have to bring somebody else up. Right? You haven't done what my girl Mickey Marlena's done. Marlena Freeman is her name.
Okay.
She had a brush with domestic abuse to an extent, right? And I'm not saying like physically, because it was more mentally, right? And she survived those type of situations, right? And don't get me wrong, ain't nobody putting the paws, ain't nobody touching us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you could do just as much damage by speaking ill from a verbal standpoint.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When it comes down to social media, it's too much barking. It's too much white noise. And when it comes down to me, getting myself where I need to be, social media, yeah, I can get on there and crack a couple of jokes, ha ha ha, like I'm not into people, vegans and all that type of stuff. And, I'll crack a couple of jokes, go bite a tree, do whatever.
Right.
I'll crack a couple of jokes,
Right.
but I'm right back off of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
got you. Yeah, see, that's big, man. I know a lot of people that's, I talk to, even through the coaching space, man. They don't want to deal with social media on that level. But me personally, I feel you have to deal with it in some capacity.
Yeah.
You have to. That's why I say it's a lot of faceless page. You don't have to show yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you say, post and ghost. I don't have to stay on here. I mean, what they say, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time,
Exactly.
But you got to have discipline to do that because you can't catch you. Like, oh, you thought you was going somewhere? Got you.
Right.
Come on back. But that's another practice I'm trying to practice as well. Like, I got these business pages now, and I'm really, like, finna transform everything to them. And I meet, man, I know I love everybody that I done grew up with, my family, everything, but, man, it's the strangers and the people that's aligned in what journey I'm on that really, man, they throw me them, man, you dope, good job, man, keep on going. For example, I go to the gym, what's that, other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
See Adonis in there. Bro, and he like, man, bro, I see you out there, man. He's like, I see you challenge on your footwork, man, this and that.
Yeah.
He's like, man, he's like, this where I'm at. You know what he do. And he's like,
right.
Man, keep going, bro. I see what you're doing, this and that. Boom, it was a quick 5-minute locker room. All right, bro, this and that. Last time I was in the gym in 2012, I seen Adonis. You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's consistent in there. This is a
Yeah.
whole 10-year stretch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the same energy and the same vibe. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like we got to, and that's another character. That's where I want to go. When you feel good about yourself, a lot of people don't feel good about themselves, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I was going with you. We got 6 minutes. That's why I was going with you at the point where you say how much you was three what
342, 43, somewhere right now.
342 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about yourself versus now?
Whew. Okay. So years ago,
Mm-hmm.
um, I moved to Arizona. I'm getting ready to go out with my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy had a Cadillac SRX with
Okay.
24s on it, right? The little hatchback joint.
Yeah.
We all used to just hop in the car and, hop in somebody's car. We all ride out together.
Right.
This dude had the little thin, big rim, thin tire. Man, he looked at me, go, man, I don't know, man. You kind of big. I don't want that much weight on my tires.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
not a big deal. Now,
Right.
I could have took his head off, but
Now,
what
hold on.
point would that prove?
Hold that thought. Did you take that as? Did you feel that he was body shaming you?
Oh, I knew he was.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I
All
knew he
right.
was.
Okay.
Fast forward a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go out as much. Just before the pandemic, I saw him getting scraped up. Beep, 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 ooh, 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 right? Catching the dupes. I see him. I know it's him.
Mm.
He see me. Would give me the Kevin Hart. Help me, nigga. I look at him. I knew the dudes he was into it with.
Yeah.
I got to check the weight on my tires.
Mm.
You feel me?
Oh. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Right?
Okay.
So I don't burn bridges
Yeah.
for reasons like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't burn bridges because there's no need to.
Yeah.
I've been on the other side of that. It makes
Mm-hmm.
you feel like shit. When you have to go into a store
Mm-hmm.
or you go into a store,
Mm-hmm.
years ago I went to, no, in fact, last year, went into Adidas in Louisville. No, not Louisville, sorry, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
This dude pushing 400 pounds. Look at me, come up, walk over to me and says, and I was probably about 50 down. He goes, man, bro, we don't have nothing in here in your size. And was wearing Adidas gear. And I looked at him and I was like, what 3 t-shirts they sew together for you? You got on Adidas gear?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the message that I would give to anybody, if I left this conversation with you with anything, the message I would want to send is stop shaming people. Stop it. If you don't, if you're not going to help, if you're not going to be part of the goddamn solution, leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them be. If you're going to try to help them figure out something that's going to make them into a better version of themselves, then step in, then say something. But I'm not saying lie to them either.
Yeah.
It's a phrase that says, there's nothing wrong with being 100% honest. It's about the timing in which you choose to be honest.
Mm. Okay.
Right?
I feel that.
If you're going to sit back and have a conversation with somebody about their body, what they look like, what they don't look like, and all this other stuff, but you're going to do it from a context of you might want to go to the doctor because your weight could cause medical issues,
Oh.
terminal issues,
Yes, sir.
right? And I'm concerned about you because of you and pull them to the side and do that. Then you're trying to put them on blast for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 2023, I hope people eat cleaner, right? Get out there, do cardio, even if you just walk 3 times a day for 10 minutes. Walk around the goddamn block. That's 30 minutes, right? Get your mind right. Love who it is that you love unconditionally, and leave it at that. Be honest with be honest with people. First person being yourself. Face what you got going on. It ain't for me. It was weight, right? For others, it might be something different.
Yeah.
Honestly, do that. Figure that out. Once you figure that out, make yourself a damn plan. But stop being negative. Like I think the last time you saw me on social media when I was posting stuff and I was sitting there talking about negativity and using all energy for a positive manner, that's what I want to see in 2023 from everybody.
Audience, give him a round of applause. That was dope, bro. That was
Appreciate you.
dope. Man, I want to thank you again for coming back, man. Hey, and congratulations on your transformation, bro. That's amazing,
Thank you.
man. I saw, was that last week you put that up?
It wasn't
Or,
me, it was my coach, but
yeah,
yeah.
man. I'm like, I say, oh man, this man it went wild. But man, that's dope, man. That's very inspiring, bro. Like, I know you probably didn't want to put it up per se, but like that's why this is why I use my social I'm talking about social media platform to inspire people, bro. I'm telling you, we all
Mhm.
need it. And when you're doing great things, man, I know everything is not for it, but
Yeah,
sometimes a little gem will be like, man, you know what? Dang, you know what? You're right. And you always been one of them brothers anyway that always inspired like the youth, us. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So it's like you got it. You got it already.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
Yeah,
it, man.
yes,
Look,
sir.
you know
Yep,
what I'm gonna
man.
tell you though.
Shout out to everybody who tuned in. We got my boy David Harvey, man. It's crazy talking to him earlier. He's like, you know what? No more excuses, man. Hey, I ordered some stuff for the crib. He's like, I told my girl, hey, she like, well, what you got all this stuff coming? He's like, hey, just in case I don't make it to the gym, I can get down right here. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? And you just went on that no excuses, man.
right.
Man. So, man, I want to congratulate bro again, man. Congratulations again. And, man, we bring you
Thanks.
back. You ain't done here. we need these conversations, bro.
Hey, no problem. I'm here for
All right, good people. I'll see y'all next time, man. Happy New Year. I'm quite sure this is going to be the last show of the year. We got one more day, right?
them.
Or you
Right,
never know. We might just pop in and do some footwork. You never know.
man. Not with this knee right now. I ain't trying to
Right.
do nothing, man.
All right, good people.
Joy
We out.
Hill. All right, man.